Allah tells us in the Quran that that Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him, is the last messenger of a long list of messengers.
Yeah.
You know, in some narrations it says over 124,000 prophets sent throughout time.
Yeah.
You know, I think 314 or 15 of them prophets were messengers.
Yeah.
You know, we have also different. You know, the prophets are people. You know, there's a difference of opinion on these matters, but you know, we're good at what we believe. The messengers were the ones that received a new revelation, and the prophets were the ones that were ruling with the previous revelation. You know, and 5 of these revelations mentioned in the Quran. You know, by name. You know, Suhuf Ibrahim, the Torah, the Zabur, the Injil, and the Quran itself. You know, and these are direct revelations. The same as the Quran is the direct word of Allah, the Kalam Allah, the Kitab Allah. The Torah, Zabur, and Injil was the Kalam Allah, the Kitab Allah. You know, it was the word of Allah, the book of Allah, revealed directly, you know, to Moses, peace be upon him, David, and Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, the Christians today, you know, they have what is called the Bible. You know, this is something very different.
Yeah.
If you ask any Christian or Jew, what is the Bible?
Yeah.
You know, this is a collection of, you know, 2 collections. You know, the Old Testament and the New Testament. And if we just stick with the New Testament for a moment, ask a Christian, what is the New Testament? And they will openly tell you that this is a collection of writings, okay, authored after Jesus, peace be upon him, was raised up.
Yeah.
By various different people with the inspiration of God.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they claim that it's inspiration from God, okay, but to people who are not prophets.
Yeah.
That's a valid point. That is a really important point for us to understand.
Yeah.
That the Christian concept of the New Testament is not in line with the Islamic concept of the Injil.
Yeah.
And Muslims and Christians alike need to understand this concept. The New Testament is a collection of different books, you know, some of them biographies, some of them letters, different books written after Isa alayhi salam was raised to Allah about Isa.
Yeah.
You know, and our concept is the Injil, which was revealed to Jesus. Now, that sounds simple, but it's often misunderstood by Muslims and Christians alike.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so when Allah in the Quran is referring to the Torah, Zabur, and Injil, you know, sometimes he's referring to the actual revelation which he gave to Moses, Jesus, David, and Jesus, the direct Kitab Allah, and sometimes he's referring to the Torah and Injil, which is with them in the home.
Yeah.
You know, in you know, and specifically in Medina. You know, when Allah is referring to, you know, the unlettered prophet who's mentioned in the Torah and Injil in the home, you know, he's referring to the Jews and the Christians in Medina. You know, this is a very important point.
Yeah.
And the Torah in Medina is different to the Old Testament.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that the Jews were using in Medina was different to the Old Testament.